All right, everybody, it's time again for our monthly safety meeting. The month of May safety meeting is going to be concentrating on fire extinguishers. We've had some challenges here in the last couple of weeks about different fire extinguishers and people not knowing the exact rules and regulations when it comes to that, both on the DOT side and on the safety side. So we're just going to talk real quick about it. It should last about 10 minutes, and then we can go from there. Before I get going, I do want to make sure everybody understands that we really are pushing to make sure that your trucks are 100% of the time. The state of Texas is going through and doing I guess you can call it a safety stand-down or safety time of the first week of June. They're going to be pulling over a lot of trucks throughout the state and doing level 1 and level 2 inspections on them. They do this usually twice a year, but the first week of June, I have been told, is going to be the time that they're going to be really pushing this. Right now, there are numerous new state troopers that are going through training, so I'm pretty sure they're going to be out there with them doing these inspections. If at any point in time you have something going on with your truck, especially DOT-wise, please make sure that we get it fixed. If you need any assistance with it, please call me, let me know, let dispatch know so we can go from there, okay? So real quick, what I want to talk about today and for the month of May is going to be fire extinguishers. What is going on is a lot of guys have the required extinguishers on their truck. Remember that DOT requires you to have a minimum of a 5-pound fire extinguisher somewhere in the attached to the cab of the truck. Number one, it has got to be attached, which means it has to have some kind of securing device to it. How that securing device is really set does not have to say. It just cannot roll around. Where it is, it doesn't matter as long as it is accessible, easily accessible. So in other words, you can't have it underneath your bed where you've got your suitcase and stuff like that in the way. It's got to be where you open a door and grab the fire extinguisher is the rule. It has to be, again, a minimum of 5 pounds. On your trailers, most of you have a 20-pound fire extinguisher on your trailers. This is a requirement for our customers. They require us to have a 20-pound fire extinguisher for on location. Now, a couple of you have come up to me and said, hey, I don't want 2 fire extinguishers, I just want 1. So I'm going to attach my 20-pound fire extinguisher to the cab or to the tractor itself. That is perfectly acceptable. This way, you only have to have 1 extinguisher. You only have to deal with 1 thing. Now, the problem is, again, you're going to have to find a place to put that 20-pound fire extinguisher. But if you want to attach it somewhere to the outside of your cab, as long as it is secure and it stays secure, that is perfectly acceptable. So what I want to talk about is 2 main things when it comes to fire extinguishers. Number one, during your pre-trip inspection, this should be a part of it. During that pre-trip inspection, you should look at your extinguishers to make sure that they are good. What we're looking for, as you can see here, is just a normal fire extinguisher. This is what I want y'all to be looking at. Make sure that needle is in the green. I know that sounds simple, but we have had numerous times here lately that guys have gone out to location and their 20-pound fire extinguisher has been empty. They were escorted or asked to leave property and not come back until they had this fixed. This has got to be in the green. That is the number 1 thing, okay? Number 2 is to make sure it has a pin. Make sure this pin is in, and as you can tell on this one, it's got a little small zip tie that is very easy to break, but it has to have both of these things in it. If this pin is pulled or this right here is broken, what happens is any kind of bump can set the fire extinguisher off, and then it's going to take that needle out of the green. So both of these things have to happen. The other very, very critical thing that we have to do during our pre-trip inspection is make sure it has a fire marshal's tag on it. What this fire marshal's tag, as you can see on this one, it has 2 hole punches. This one is hole punched in March of 2017. I know it's kind of hard to see on the camera, but as you can tell, it's done March of 2017, which means this was inspected last in March of 2017, which gives it 1 year that we have to have it re-inspected. Now, if you have a fire extinguisher that does not have this tag on it, maybe the tag blew off, maybe it got wet and you cannot read it, you cannot use that fire extinguisher on location. We've got a lot of safety guys out there that are really pushing this, so please make sure that your fire extinguisher has the pin, the zip tie, it's in the green, and it's tagged. So this is very, very critical. The number two thing that we need to have on it, and I know a lot of you may not have it yet, but we can get it there, is right down here we have a monthly inspection. This is something that you do as the driver for both of your extinguishers. This right here, what it is just saying that every month you've gone through and checked your fire extinguisher. What you're checking for is, number one, it has those things up here at the top. If it's a fire extinguisher that is on the outside of your trailer, a lot of times dirt daubers will build nests inside of here. So just go through and just hit it on something, make sure there's nothing clogging the hose up. The other thing you want to do is just turn it upside down, shake it around a little bit once a month to make sure that the sodium bicarb or the dry powder that's inside of it is not clogged up at the bottom. Okay, if it is, it'll feel real heavy at the bottom. And all it does is just take a couple of shakes of it to loosen it up. Okay, so please, please, please make sure this is a very simple thing. It's a very simple thing to fix if anything is wrong with it. But we've got to make sure that both fire extinguishers have all of this information on it. A lot of you have fire extinguishers that are that have these tags right here that have rubbed off for one reason or another. Maybe the something hit it to block it off, something to that effect. If that's the case, it will not be able to be re-inspected that next year. A 20-pound fire extinguisher runs you anywhere from about $120 to $200. So you want to try to make sure that these tags right here, what they're looking for are these UL numbers. It has to be visible. It has to be easy to read, including the serial number of the fire extinguisher. All of this has to be done every single month. Again, if you have an extinguisher that has gone bad, that is not in date, get with me and I will help you get a maintenance guy out there to help us to get this where we are legal, both DOT-wise and for our customers. This is, again, a simple thing, but we are having some challenges with it to make sure it happens. Just as a quick reminder before we wrap this up, if you do have a fire, we do want you to, if it's in the incipient stage, which means the very beginning stages of the fire, use a fire extinguisher. There's not a problem with that. Once you use one fire extinguisher, if the fire is too big, don't use it. Do not go try to keep going and keep going. Make sure that you call 911 to get the fire department there to try to do to get the fire out. Okay. So please make sure we do this. Remember also the pass method, very simple to use. Pull the pin, aim the nozzle, go sweep at the bottom of the, or squeeze the handle and then sweep at the very base of the fire to get the fire out. So this month, what I've told everybody we're going to be doing is a small little test to make sure everybody is doing this and watching these videos and all that stuff. I have to keep track of this. This is both a company requirement and an OSHA requirement. So what we're going to be doing this month is what I want everybody to do is to take a picture of both, either one, if you have just the 120-pound fire extinguisher on your tractor, or if you have two of them, I want you to take a picture of both of them. I want to see the tag. I want to see the UL code to make sure it is in shape and make sure you have the gauge on it. If you take 2 or 3 pictures, that's fine. I want you to text it to me, those pictures, at 210-831-4091. I'm going to try to get the number down here at the bottom of the video, and that way you remember it. But I want to see a text message from each one of y'all by the end of May. I am going to be sending out reminders here in about 2 weeks if I don't start getting some responses from this. Again, this is a requirement. It's not a recommendation. It is a requirement that we do these videos at least once a month. All right, guys, I hope y'all have a great, great day. If y'all need me for anything, please give me a call. Again, my number is 210-831-4091. We are here to help you in any way we can. Thanks a lot.